A few weeks ago, I took the opportunity to go to Las Vegas to attend the Amazing Meeting, or TAM for short. This is a conference for skeptics that is put on by the James Randi Educational Foundation, and I would have to say that it exceeded my expectations. The speakers were generally quite interesting and engaging, and I really enjoyed it. I must admit, though, that I was a little embarrassed at myself for having made YouTube videos for so long, but having given so little thought to what I classify myself as, other than, of course, being an atheist. Going to the conference and hearing about other issues in the realm of skepticism made me realize that I've been a skeptic all along. This is also just another example of why regular reevaluation of your beliefs is a healthy thing. There's nothing shameful about a thorough self-examination. The types of issues that are of concern to skeptics are broader than just religion, which I applaud. Most people who consider themselves skeptics are also atheists, and it's difficult for me to imagine otherwise. The other way around is a very common occurrence, though, and far too common for my tastes. For instance, if you look around the YouTube atheist community, or whatever you like to call it, it won't take you very long to find motley little groups of 9/11 truthers, anti-vaxxers, racists, and various other dabblers in faith-based reasoning, despite their lack of a God belief. In fact, I would argue that a high-profile atheist anti-vaxxer like Bill Maher is doing vastly more harm to society than almost any single Christian. Telling parents not to vaccinate their children is no small trespass against reason, and it endangers every one of us. In fact, I'm not one to wish bad things on others, but I wouldn't really feel bad if Bill Maher got whooping cough. Chiropractic is another realm that in many cases, depending on the school of thought of the practitioner, is deeply rooted in pseudoscience. That's a very complex topic and it'll take some research, but I'm already learning about it for a future video. Beyond this and other nonsense that can be medically dangerous, there's a whole other realm that skeptics are concerned with, and that is people being swindled out of their money by people claiming to have various magic or psychic powers, including speaking with the dead, not to mention those little negative ion bracelets that they sell in the local mall. There are of course lots of people who claim to have psychic powers and abilities, and they generally use a technique known as cold reading, which uses your own brain's biases against you in order to convince you that they have some magic going on in their brains. If anyone could prove that power for James Randi, though, they would be given $1 million in the James Randi Challenge. Many have tried over the decades. All have failed, often in embarrassing fashion. Of course, as with nearly every human endeavor, there was the inevitable controversy, which many of you have already heard about, I'm sure. It involved well-known YouTubers, bloggers, and unfortunately some of the organizers of the Amazing Meeting got dragged into it as well. I'm not going to go into the details of this, but I did think it was unfortunate that certain opposing groups chose TAM as their battlefield. These kinds of squabbles often become intensely personal and devolve into useless drama, as they did in this case. Sometimes these situations can be an effective cautionary tale for us, though. For instance, I'm happy that I'm an atheist, and I think my view reflects reality, but that fact is not nearly sufficient for me to feel like my existence is a net positive for society. I would encourage you to look beyond that for yourself and for others, so you won't be tempted to pick a non-skeptical atheist as an intellectual role model, or anyone that can't be bothered to treat their fellow humans fairly.